We now move to the announcement of this year's winners of the RIBA President's Awards for Research. I would like to invite to the stage the chair of the RIBA's Research Committee, Dr. Sebastian Macmillan from the University of Cambridge.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sebastian Macmillan, and I'm chair of the RIBA Research Committee. And as chair, I'd like to say a few words about the RIBA President's Awards for Research. 2010 saw the 5th annual cycle of this award scheme, and we were delighted to receive an exceptionally high standard of entries. We present awards in 3 categories. An award for the best PhD thesis completed by a student at an RIBA-validated School of Architecture, an award for an outstanding piece of research undertaken by an individual or a group situated within an RIBA-validated School of Architecture, an award for an outstanding piece of research carried out in an architectural practice by an RIBA member. I'd like to take this opportunity also to thank this year's judges, who were Andrew Ballantyne from the University of Newcastle, who chaired the panel for the first time, Sarah Featherston of Featherston Young, Jonathan Hale from the University of Nottingham, Greg Penoyer of Penoyer and Prasad, Doina Petrescu from the University of Sheffield, and Sarah Wigglesworth of Sarah Wigglesworth Architects. I must also thank the Building Research Establishment, which once again provided invaluable assistance in assessing those projects with a substantial building technology component. I would also like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to Keith Snook, Bethany Winning, and Gabriella Papankova of the RIBA for their hard work in supporting the judging and the process. The awards are conducted in the spirit of the Institute's charter, promoting the acquisition of architectural knowledge. Winning submissions are regarded as making an exceptional contribution to architectural knowledge and must offer new insights, must have the potential to influence, and must be intellectually precise and clearly communicated. The variety of submissions that the judges saw was matched by the entrants' penetrating insights and by the cultural and practical value of the results. The research is in every case the product of tenacity, keeping the objectives in sight until the ideas have been tested and realized. Thank you.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'd like to call back to the stage our President, Ruth Reed, to award the 2010 President's Awards for Research. The dissertation, which wins the RIBA President's Award for Outstanding PhD Thesis, is entitled Slavery, Sugar and the Sublime. It comes from the Bartlett and was described as an interesting and well-written study that is part of our coming to terms with Britain's colonial past, paying attention to uncomfortable aspects of cultural history that have previously been excluded from usual discourse. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this year's RIBA President's Award for Outstanding PhD Thesis is Victoria Perry. There was also one commendation in the PhD thesis category for the dissertation, Early Byzantine Vaulted Construction in Churches of the Western Coastal Plains and River Valleys of Asia Minor. It comes from the University of Bath. The judges noted that it applies a scientific understanding of structure and architecture in a manner often missing from archaeological work. The author had clearly taken pleasure in the drawings, which significantly enhanced the work with their clarity and economy. Ladies and gentlemen, the commendation for outstanding PhD thesis is awarded to Nikolaos Karidis, who unfortunately yes, he is here. He may not be sitting in the right seat, but he's here. Please come to the stage, Nicholas. The project that wins the RIBA President's Award for Outstanding University-Located Research is entitled An Ethnography of Architecture. It comes from the University of Manchester and was described as providing a new perspective to the way we understand architectural processes through the use of sociological and anthropological methodologies. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this year's RIBA President's Award for Outstanding University-Located Research is Albina Janova. The research project that wins the RIBA President's Award for Outstanding Professional Practice-Located Research is entitled Stadthaus Murray Grove. The research project was described by the judges as driven by integrity, systematic methodology, and a dogged commitment by the architects to make architecture in more sustainable forms of construction. Andrew Waugh, founding director of the practice, is receiving the award on behalf of the project team. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this year's RIBA President's Award for Outstanding Professional Practice-Located Research is Waugh Thistleton Architects. The judging panel would also like to mention that 2 commendations were awarded under the Practice-Located Research category. The first of these went to Smart Cities and Eco Warriors, a research project described by the judges as setting out an innovative vision for urban futures and providing a genuinely refreshing departure from predictable normative approaches to sustainable urban development. CJ Lim and Ed Liu are receiving the award. Ladies and gentlemen, the commendation for outstanding practice-located research is awarded to Studio A architects. It's possible they may be hiding in different seats, but they should be due down here. If they've been caught in a snowdrift, I'd like to still bring them to your attention. CJ Lim and Ed Liu, Studio 8 architects. And the second commendation went to Open Framework for Spatial Simulation, the computation of design knowledge for architectural and urban spaces. This research project made a strong case for the effectiveness of practice-based design research labs, which have local character and that peculiar narrative rooted in the English history of computation in architecture. Christian Derricks is receiving the award on behalf of the research team. Ladies and gentlemen, the commendation for outstanding practice-located research is awarded to IDES R&D.